Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as Samantha Murphy sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the most beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner I've heard, and that was a cappella. My gosh, thank you, Samantha. For those of you who don't know, Samantha Murphy is a talented singer-songwriter who for years has been using the internet to make and distribute music to a wide audience. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Leaders in Technology Dinner. This night is, without question, the highlight of CES because it brings together the leaders of our industry and the government together to share our excitement and optimism for the very cause of innovation. Now, as you know, 2012 was a divisive year. We fought over the issues of tax and spending, and indeed we are, but there's one thing that we all in this room and both political parties agree on. It is the very cause of innovation. Because innovation grows the economy, it creates jobs, and it makes a difference. And it should be a national strategy. As President John Kennedy eloquently said, a rising tide lifts all boats, and indeed that is what innovation is. It is our rising tide. It is who we are as a nation, and it is what drives our country. And of course, International CES is the world's largest innovation event. We celebrate it here. Entrepreneurs with a dream, and there's some here, come to CES looking to connect with partners, customers, and investors. Established companies come to do the same because CES is where businesses are born, partnerships are made, deals are forged, and jobs are created. And of course, new products and services spring from the innovative ideas we see. And boy, do we have them here. Eureka Park, over 150 startups in a separate area of the show, partnering with Startup America. This is a record CES, over 1.9 million net square feet of exhibit space. And for those of you that want to count, that's over 13 miles of aisles. And we have 8 of the 10 largest auto companies, Ultra HD, OLED, digital health, cloud-based services, apps, and more. 300 conferences, 800 speakers, 20 tech zones. And that is what innovation is about at CES. But the Consumer Electronics Association, your host this evening, does more. We have something called the Innovation Movement. Last year at this event, thank you. Last year at this event, we were talking about something called SOPA and PIPA, because the Innovation Movement believes in, thank you, Gigi-san, a free and open internet. And 2 weeks after the CES, SOPA and PIPA died. We talked about increased spectrum, and we've gotten more spectrum. Congress passed, the president signed, the FCC is acting on increased spectrum, and indeed, Chairman Jankowski announced today that they will be working very hard to free up some additional unlicensed spectrum. Free trade. Yes, thank you for our FCC. And of course, a strategic approach to immigration. I want to take this moment to go a little bit out of order, and I know the slide people are panicking, but that's not what I mean. I want to recognize someone in the audience. His name is Fabian Beckers. Fabian, can you stand up, please? Someone point. Where are you, Fabian? Right there. Thank you. Fabian was born in France. He received his master's degree from Stanford. He created a company called Morpheus Medical. It makes a diagnostic tool that helps save the lives of children with heart problems. And yet, Fabian was about to be kicked out of this country because of our immigration policy. What we're looking at CEA to do with the innovation movement is to change our immigration policy so we are strategic and we get and keep the best and the brightest like Fabian. So Fabian, I understand your issues have been resolved, and welcome. We welcome you as a future citizen, and keep creating those jobs and innovating. Our entire innovation movement is based on a very simple strategy. We want innovation to occur here, or in fact anywhere else in the world, but we know we're competing with others in the world. Now tonight we have a broad spectrum of government and industry leaders from around the world, and we're honored to have such a large number of special guests. We're going to list them on the screen rather than introduce each individually, but I'd like to recognize our international guests, including senior policy officials from governments around the world. We're delighted to have over 35,000 people at the CES from outside the United States. 150 countries. Thank you for joining us. I am also pleased, I think, to have confused my script totally. I think. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's that moment I was never wrong. One time I thought I was wrong. I'm pleased to welcome my colleagues from 15 countries that are here this evening from the World Electronics Forum meeting from around the world. And I want to thank each of you in the audience who contributed to CEA's Political Action Committee. I urge you to support CEA PAC. It's critical for our industry's efforts as we move forward for 2013. Thank you for supporting it. CEA also has a tireless group of volunteers from our member companies that work with CEA staff all year. Can members of CEA's volunteer boards please stand? Please stand. Please stand. All our members of boards, thank you. And we have many people from other trade associations that are here, and I ask you to please stand. And I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm doing it anyhow, because we have we have Senator Gordon Smith, who heads the National Association of Broadcasters, and Carrie Sherman from the RAAA, and Ed Black of CCIA, and so many others. Thank you for joining us. We have allied associations. That's what helps make us great. We are a big tent at CES. We also have leaders from many industries, including the content industry, cable, satellite, entertainment, and broadcasting. This is one of the largest gatherings of leaders in the technology industry. And tonight, we also have a couple people I can't resist because I want to, because they're kind of cool and famous. We have Hank Shockley, Public Enemy, soon to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hank, where are you? There you go. We have actress Kelly LeBrock with us. Many of you remember from the 1985 John Hughes movie, Weird Science, where two boys tried to create the perfect woman. I want to thank you all for traveling to Las Vegas for the International CES. We thank our reception sponsor, eBay, which is changing the future of mobile commerce on a global scale, and our dinner sponsors, AT&T, that provide mobile broadband services to enable electronics devices to be wirelessly connected. And of course, Deloitte and its technology, media, and telecommunications practice that have helped clients for more than 75 years, from 75 countries rather, by providing various terrific services. We also want to thank Toyota for our dessert reception. Thank you so much. Consistent with innovation, I'm pleased to welcome an innovator who approaches public service from a business perspective. He worked as a stockbroker before serving as Deputy State Treasurer. His political career has included serving as Secretary of State of Nevada before being elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. He joined the U.S. Senate in 2011, appointed to a vacant seat, and won the 2012 election in a very tightly contested election here in Nevada. He now serves on the influential Commerce Committee. Please join me in welcoming Nevada Senator Dean Heller.
Hey, good evening, everybody. And, of course, welcome to Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. If I give you some advice as a Nevadan, just pace yourself, would you? You'll thank me at the end of the week. I hope you're enjoying this Consumer Electronics Show as much as I am. And walking the show, of course, I've seen a lot of exhibits. In fact, I pulled out my cell phone and called my wife yesterday when I was on the floor, and I said, I see a 125-inch flat-screen TV. She says, if you're thinking about it, don't come home. But my family, we're big fans of technology. In fact, my son, who's in college today, is an employee at Apple. And his role, of course, in an Apple store is to help customers, hardware and software, all in-store type repairs for their products. You get to a certain level, and the level that he has attained is he's now a genius. He reminds his father, you may be a United States Senator, but I'm a genius. In fact, he reminded me this week, if you were a genius, you would not have voted for the fiscal cliff deal. So in contrast with myself, the Consumer Electronics Show is a product of many geniuses who are dedicated individuals and here with us today. And with over 150,000 people expected to attend, this is truly a remarkable event that combines technology, entertainment, and policy. I'd like to share with one of my good friends, Chuck Grassley, the United States Senator from Iowa, how important this event, and I call this my event, here in my state. In fact, I remind him that my event has more people that attend than his event. His favorite event was last year, called the Iowa Caucuses. I also tell him that perhaps this event is even more important. It's because of this convention it provides a glimpse into the future, a showcase what emerging technologies and devices are just around the corner. 3D high-definition TV, tablets, connected TV, smart appliances, and electric cars are all debuted here. These examples of innovation, coupled with the billions of dollars of broadband infrastructure, are bright spots for this still struggling economy. And by the way, you would think, with all of this investment in infrastructure, that I could still make a cell phone call from my ranch. If anybody can help me out, I'm sitting at table 5. In fact, in order for me to get my text messages, I have to go into the barn, up the loft, grab 2 chains that are connected to the ceiling, grab a pitchfork, lift 1 foot off the ground, and I have a 50-50 chance of getting my text messages. For those who may not know, I'm a member of the Senate Commerce, Technology, and Transportation Committee. Gary mentioned a little bit about that. Specifically, I sit on the Communications, Technology, and Internet Subcommittee, which has jurisdiction over agencies that many of you have to interact with daily. And I can tell you that being here, seeing the new devices, understanding their capabilities is pivotal, and the policymakers that I work with would be wise to see this firsthand like I have, because it is a reminder. It is a reminder of the limitless possibilities the technology sector is capable of. The technology sector has created a car that drives itself, radar that can see through concrete, and computers that respond to hand gestures. But alas, Congress can't even pass a budget. It is clear to me the best technology policy possible is simply getting out of the way. I also believe that when possible, we should roll back outdated regulations. Decreasing the burdens of onerous and unnecessary regulations increases investments, spurs innovation, accelerates competition, creates jobs, lowers prices, and serves consumers. Congress should also force government agencies to fully explain new regulations and ensure that they are not harmful to the economy. And that is why I work with Greg Walden, the chairman of the Subcommittee on Communications and Technology, in the Communications and Technology in the House of Representatives. We have introduced legislation that brings more transparency and accountability to the Federal Communications Commission. Our legislation revolves around three basic concepts. First, the FCC should actually talk to this industry before rolling out any new proposal or regulation. Second, the FCC should conduct a cost-benefit analysis to determine the impact of any new regulation as to whether or not it creates jobs or destroys jobs. And finally, third, the FCC should not be able to change the language in a new rule after it's been voted on. And if Congress cannot do that, then why have the FCC? These three principles, I think, are critical for your industry. And I will tell you right now, the FCC opposes all three of these initiatives. These are common sense reforms that will avoid government regulations that are unnecessary. But I also know that this won't tackle some pressing needs the technology sector has that can only be addressed by the United States Congress and the President. The next session of Congress will more than likely discuss questions regarding privacy, patents, intellectual property, immigration, consumer protection, copyrights, and more issues important to the technology industry. I would imagine that many in this room will be focused on those policies and discussions and be as engaged as they were last year on PIPA and SOPA. Many in Congress learned a strong lesson: not to take your advocacy lightly. Going forward, that energy can be utilized for productive discussions on these issues. And I'm looking forward to working with you on these critical issues, as your thoughts and inputs will be critical. I will also be looking for ways to have Congress interact with the CES than just a handful of members, more than just a handful of members who are always dedicated to these issues. I strongly believe that more members should attend to know and see what's coming around the corner. You can count on me to work on that. And now I'd like to introduce to you another person you can count on in this industry, a good friend of mine and a colleague, Nevada's Governor, Brian Sandoval. Governor Sandoval has worked hard to make Nevada a welcome home for leaders in technology. Together, we look forward to working with each of you to fulfill the potential of American innovation and creativity. Thank you again. Thank you for being in Las Vegas, and congratulations on another successful CES. Thank you so much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Truly a pleasure and an honor to welcome you to the great city of Las Vegas. I was off stage with Gary, and he told me to keep it short so we can get to dinner. Happy to do that, but it's an honor for us to host CES, and has been mentioned several times, over 150,000 visitors, over 3,100 companies, over 20,000 new products. We're very proud as Nevadans to say that we are the center of the technology universe right here in Las Vegas. I hope you've all enjoyed the brand new airport, the terminal that we have built. Thank you. I mean, for me to have the number of visitors from all over the world, we're very proud to welcome you, all of you from all over the United States of America. You'll find that Nevadans are very proud of our state. We're very proud of the great city of Las Vegas. We encourage you while you're here to visit our museums, visit our state parks, visit all these great assets that we have, along with what you'll find here on the Strip. Another special thing about our state is tonight you have one of our U.S. senators. I'm very proud as governor to be here. We have in our audience our state Senate Majority Leader, Mo Dennis. Where are you, Senator Dennis? I know you're here. Will you welcome him? There he is. And we also have with us former governor in the United States, Senator Richard Bryan. Senator Bryan, if you would please stand. So I had a goal. I've had the pleasure of being the governor for 2 years now. It's my mission to make Nevada the most business-friendly state in the country. We've completely remade economic development in the state of Nevada. Recently, I've traveled to China, Korea, Canada. We're going to be going to Mexico as well as Israel in the very near future. Technology is a very big priority for us. We have the largest data center in the globe. Switch Communications is right here in Las Vegas, and we mean to capitalize on this. As the chairman of our Economic Development Board, it is my job to recruit all of you. If you have future decisions in growth or thinking about expanding, that you come to the great state of Nevada, I assure you that we will take very good care of you. We are out to win the global competition for success in the new economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have future plans, make Nevada the top of your list. Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to come to the great state of Nevada. I'm certain that you'll have a great time while you're all here. So thank you for the opportunity to speak and share some thoughts with you this evening. God bless all of you. God bless the great state of Nevada, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Heller. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Samantha Murthy. Dinner will be served. We'll be back later. Thank you.